We have some late team news that Leeds have been forced to make. Tom Holroyd was hurt in the warm-up, so he is out. Sam Walters comes into the starting lineup, and Rowan Smith has been forced to juggle his troops. Liam Tyndall comes in on the bench, so no Holroyd. Walters starts. We're about to get underway. A huge West Yorkshire derby, so much at stake. Both Leeds and Cass underachievers so far this season, John Wells.
Yeah, absolutely. Good evening. Good evening, Stuart. I'm really looking forward to this one. I echo the sentiments of the guys in the studio. On paper, it looked like a one-sided affair, as poor as Castleford Tigers have been so far this season. But fans are always optimists, aren't they? And the Castleford fans will be looking at that victory against the Rhinos down at the Jungle earlier this season. 4 reasons for optimism, and the late changes for the Leeds Rhinos won't help them either. Sam Walters into the starting lineup. Tom Holroyd's a big miss.
Yeah, absolutely. And after the injuries they suffered, losing Gammon, Newman and Caesar in that heartbreaking defeat against St Helens, it goes from bad to worse, doesn't it, for Rowan Smith and the Leeds Rhinos. We shall see. Big game for Cass as well. They've won only twice all season, and what a time it would be for the Tigers to light the flame, to spark something here at Magic Weekend. Myler hoists a high one, and that's a great kick from Myler. Bounces awkwardly. Still a chance. Kick over the far side of the field. Races on. It could be an early try, and it's just too far. Just too far, I think, there for Lewis Roberts. But the Tigers' defence at 6s and 7s, and I have to say, Myler's kicking against Saints last week was exceptional, and it started again well today. Yeah,
and look, when you look at the Tigers at the back, they've lost 9 levels for the rest of the season. We're hearing interest in Jamie Shaw from Hull FC for the Castleford Tigers for 2024, but also maybe even for parts of 2023, because you look at Gareth Widdop at fullback there. I mean, he's really got to put his name on that one. This is the guy that I'm looking at, out of dummy half, Paul McShane. You'll get a good early indication of the Tigers and their mentality, because a running Paul McShane is a really, really dangerous asset for the Castleford Tigers.
Well, too many of Cass's big names, if you like, have failed to perform on a consistent basis. Half the problem they've had this season. Kenny Edwards then midway inside the Leeds half of the field. Here is McShane and Miller and Liam Watts back in the starting lineup. Westerman, of course, Joe Westerman, landmark day for him with his 400th career appearance, and Miller hoists one towards the corner, and I think that may well have come off young Wallace, and Leeds will get the ball back. But yeah, what a servant Westerman has been for Castleford down the years in his second spell. 400 career games.
Yeah, he's been excellent for him this season. I think one of the few shining lights in what has been an incredibly poor first half of the season for the Castleford Tigers. I'm looking down the lineup here, and you look at potential spark points in a game with 2 teams that are low on confidence. Ash Hanley, I'm really interested to see how he goes at fullback. And Jason Gary brought in from the cold by Andy Last. That guy is a talent. Young lad, plenty to learn, of course, but natural speed, which cannot be coached. And if he gets in the clear, well, woof, watch out.
Just 19 years of age, Gary.
Wait, go! Sam, don't hold them in! 3.
Connor at dummy half, and
4.
Leeds will be glad to have Blake Austin
Mac, get it!
back in the halves.
Go! Just make sure you wait a second, pal. 4. Okay.
Smith it was to Aletsky, just inside the Castleford half of the field.
Go!
It is the last, and this time Austin will go high with a teasing kick, and Widdop can't keep hold of it. It's picked up there by Roberts. Play on, says the referee, and Leeds will play on. But Ben Saylor saying that the ball may well have come off a Castleford hand. Leeds are convinced they've got the ball. And Widdop again, all over the shop at fullback.
Yeah, well, this will be a Leeds scrum, a first opportunity, first real attacking opportunity for the Rhinos. I don't think it's his natural position. I prefer Gareth Widdop in the half-back role, but needs must for the Tigers at the moment.
Yeah, no Eden, no Evels. Here is Austin.
1. Move, go line, Sue!
Martin brought down. Alford goes on his own. Yeah, held up.
Calm down.
He was going nowhere, he knew that, but he gave it a go anyway.
Take it out, 2.
Castleford on the back foot in the early stages. The Tigers have lost their last 6 games. Walters, a late call into the side for young Sam Walters, 22 years of age, 22 on his back. O'Connor again involved, and Smith, they go to the left-hand side. Austin for Alford to stroll in for the try. And it didn't take long, did it? Blake Austin, so influential, back in the side. And Darrell Alford, it was as easy as that. Leeds hit the front, 4-0 up inside 5 minutes.
Too easy, far too easy for the Leeds Rhinos. It's a simple eyes-up play, and Blake Austin has just floated a beautiful ball. He's seen the Castleford Tigers right edge defence in all sorts. This is the reason the Rhinos got possession. Yes, there's a hand in there from Myler, but look, it's the fullback's responsibility to tidy up there, and it's anything but convincing from Widdop. Early ball from Cam Smith, and it's a lovely floated pass over the top from Blake Austin. Finds Darrell Alfords with a walk-in. You just have to take a look at Austin's eyes there, just has a look, sees the defence at 6s and 7s, and it's a very early score, a worrying score for the Castleford Tigers.
The third try of the season for Darrell Alfords, of course, against his former side, played for Castleford against Leeds. A magic weekend here 12 months ago. But you sense that try had been coming.
He's proved to be a valuable player as Darrell Alfords for the Leeds Rhinos. I don't think he was signed as a starting winger, but has provided great backup for them. Makes huge meters, loads of tackle breaks, really disruptive in the backfield early in the tackle count, early in the sets for them, and has proven he can finish a try too.
Reece Martin off the touchline. Oh, he likes it. Reece Martin, one of the very best in the business, turns 4 into 6, and Leeds 4 defeats in their last 5, but they're looking good early doors here.
Yeah, late shuffle from Cameron Smith. He's proving a very good link player, is Cam Smith. We talked about Joe Westerman on the other side of the field. Cam Smith does that job for the Leeds Rhinos and does it really well. It's good early service, that's the key. Early service to a creative half who can get his eyes up and assess a defence, and he's picked the right option.
Cas have had problems in defence, but problems in attack as well. They have scored only 23 tries so far this season. Of course, the Tigers also hit with injuries. No Fanua, Faramo, no Eden. Niall Evans. Of course, Danny Richardson out for the year with an ACL knee injury. Austin, Walters with the offload, picked up on the bounce by Hanley, and here is James McDonald with the run. Of course, was banned for 2 games, overturned on appeal after his red card against Saints. They go high again with a teasing, testing kick, they get in each other's way, but Widdop finally comes up with one, and again all sorts of problems under the high kick for the Tigers.
It's a good take under pressure, and it needed to be taken because they were going to keep coming all evening from Richie Myler. An overcall from the fullback, and has pouched it. The Castleford Tigers look low on confidence, don't want to fall into that same rhythm of going behind in games and chasing games. Get to the end of a set, build slowly into a game. The key, I'm looking here at the end of this set, if they get to the last tackle, put it in a corner, turn the Leeds Rhinos around, start to grab a foothold in this game.
Well, there is Sua Matangi. He's been important this season for the Tigers already. The ball back, Miller under pressure with the kick downfield, and should be an easy take, and is for Ash Hanley, who feeds off to the try scorer, Darrell Alfords. And it was a so-so set, wasn't it, for the Tigers? At least they relieved the pressure for the moment on their own line.
Well, it was a completed set, wasn't it? Now it's that transition point, it's that mental transition. Chew through the tackles, keep your discipline in terms of your line speed management. There's another danger.
Superb break. Brilliant, that is from McDonald. dangerous player. McDonald inside for Myler. Myler on the charge, and it takes Leeds seconds to change defence into attack. McDonald has been outstanding the last 2 or 3 games. And Letsky all wrapped up there by Westerman, and he's lost the ball. Huge relief there for the Castleford Tigers. Big hit from Joe Westerman when Leeds were looking like try scorers once more.
Yeah, Joe Westerman spoiled it there for the Leeds Rhinos. He's got a hand in, but the break was fantastic, wasn't it? We've got some athletic players in the back three. Fussy Tua, of course, doesn't play this evening. Nene McDonald's been brilliant for the Leeds Rhinos this season. Richie Myler ducks back in, thinks he sees some space. He's wrapped up. He's some athlete. Nene McDonald. Got Ash Hanley, of course. We've mentioned him. He's a winger, played in the centre, now plays at full-back. You know, some really athletic players. Mellor stays down. It's a high shot. Penalty awarded to the Castleford Tigers. Blake Austin just snuck a little bit high there in the contact. Left lazy arm, yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge relief for the Castleford Tigers. 4 points clear of Wakefield at the foot of the Super League table. Just 2 wins all year. That 14-8 victory over Leeds at the Jungle, and then Easter they, of course, beat Wakefield again at home. But 4 points isn't much of a cushion. And for Andy Last, he knows that there's still a lot of hard work to be done. Big hit. Westerman gets up very gingerly. Leeds look up for this, don't they? Miller now. And Widdop joins the line. Turner does well. Turner does really well. Brilliant offload from Miller. Well, that brings back the old classy Cast days, because it was a superb try from Jacob Miller, you have to say, completely against the run of play. But that's what Cast can do, and they've done it when they needed it most here at Magic Weekend.
Started and finished by Jacob Miller. He was one of the real signings at the start of this season. Came across from Wakefield Trinity. So this is the high tackle right at the other end of the field. Sometimes these things, they look fairly innocuous. There was Reece Martin as much as it was Blake Austin, wasn't it? But it leapfrogged the Castleford Tigers into the right area of the field. Nice wide ball from dummy half, and then Miller into the defensive line. That's Widdop's strength. He's a fullback, but he's a halfback playing at fullback. Is Gareth Widdop, and that's where he's effective. And Jacob Miller, famous for a couple of magical moments on this ground himself, albeit not in a Castleford Tigers shirt, gets the opening score. This will be converted, you feel, squared up. And the Leeds Rhinos will be looking around at one another, I think, because they've had the majority of the possession, 70% of the possession, and have looked to be just going through the gears, and then the Castleford Tigers have struck.
And it was only a couple of minutes ago that Nene McDonald broke deep, and we thought Leeds were going to extend their lead. Widdop to give us a level game. 6 apiece, and Castleford back in business.
Yeah, there's Jacob Miller, really impressive player. I really like watching him play. Just that 2 or 3 metres, and what it does to the defensive line. Backs off, gives Widdop the space. A juggle ball from Turner, and then the support from Miller up the middle.
Well, we've seen some terrific tries on this opening day at Magic, with Salford's win over Hull KR and Catalan putting 46 points on Wigan. But that try from Castleford was right up there.
Weren't the Catalan Dragons good? Yeah. We watched that game together in the depths of St James's Park. What a performance. And Tom Johnston with some of the finishing work. That was absolutely top draw. Really enjoyed watching that game. This looks like it's got the early makings of something that may raise a few eyebrows, Stuart.
Yeah, well, John Wilkin bravely tipping Castleford. And all of a sudden, they've got the wind at their sails, and here is McShane moving it quickly again with Widdop, and Widdop for Wallace. Wallace! Oh, what a try from the young man! And Castleford go back-to-back. Elliot Wallace with a stunning try. Gareth Widdop involved in both scores for Castleford. Superb from Widdop. Superb and sublime from Castleford. They hit the front.
Put this down to 2 players who have propped up the Castleford Tigers in recent years. Paul McShane off the back of Joe Westerman. Joe Westerman's run was brilliant. That's where Paul McShane's dangerous, in and behind the ruck. Miller again, out to Widdop, and then Wallace, who's been an astute pick-up by Andy last mid-season. He's played his last 3 on the wing. But that's the start, that's the nucleus of it all. It was a beautiful run by Joe Westerman, and then Paul McShane against an unset ruck, picks up goals against a defence that has to then backpedal.
And it still took some scoring as well, didn't it?
Good finish, really, really good finish.
Well, let me just tell you a little bit about Elliot Wallace. Originally from the City of Hull Academy, played a handful of games for Hull KR under Tim Sheens, then quit rugby league to take up boxing, then went back to play for Castleford, played in the Cas reserves, and Andy Last and the rest of the squad were really impressed with him and thought, hang on a minute, this guy can play. And we've seen already at Magic Weekend, this guy can play.
There's stories everywhere if you look. There are stories everywhere if you look. Now, Gareth Widdop from the touchline.
That looks very good. Oh, it just went to the left of the post. When it left his boot, it looked good. But this is very, very good.
Yeah, take a look at the run. This is the run that sets it all up. Splits 2 Leeds Rhinos defenders, lands on his front. Marker's nowhere to be seen. And then Paul McShane, that is where he's at his most dangerous. He's twice the player when he runs from dummy half. And he'll have been told in no uncertain terms, if you see the opportunity, do it, because it sets up stuff like that for Cass.
What a turnaround. And they weren't even in the game. They were struggling to get a foothold in this match, the Castleford Tigers. But they go back-to-back and they lead by 10 points to 6, and you have to say now, deservedly so. 16 minutes gone, the 3rd game of Magic, and here goes McShane again. Ball comes off the leg, says Ben Thaler, the referee, picked up by Widdop. And now the Cas Tigers looking dangerous once more. The old warhorse Liam Watts, I'm going to look back, 16 years of age when he made his debut for Cas back in 2007. You might have still been playing them.
I tell you what, he's a real character here as well as Liam Watts. Carried the Castleford Tigers pack a couple of years ago. Has been out of sorts since injury and lapses of form. But a good solid performance from him would be a real tonic for Andy Last right now.
Yeah.
Wait, go.
Well, Andy Last was saying, I had a long conversation with him yesterday, it's all about belief. He said we're suffering as a team, we're suffering as a club, but we're better than that. And it's a real challenge, but it's a challenge that they want to take on.
Yeah, whenever we've spoken to Andy Last, and Craig Lingard stood at the side of him, the recent recruit as an assistant coach, he's been breathtakingly honest at times, painfully honest at times as Andy Last. I think he's had to be, hasn't he? Because he's coming for some criticism, the team's coming for some criticism, and he says, look, no, this stops at my door. The team are underperforming. We tried to cuddle them for a bit, then we used the big stick. We're trying to find out which is the method to get the message across that best works for this group of players.
Well, he accepts that the coach is the public face of the club, and they'll get the praise and they'll get the criticism. Here is Gary. Don't give him any space. Recall from dual registration at the Bradford Bulls, Jason Gary. And Cass will be very heartened by this. Lawler brought down 10 yards inside the Leeds Rhinos half. For the first 10 minutes or so, it was all Leeds, but Cass had come alive. Widdop involved again, and Turner looking for the offload. The last one just inside the Leeds 20. Miller will dink it up towards the corner, towards Nenny McDonald. Widdop bats the ball back. Turner, well, I think that may well have come off McDonald, and if it has, Cass will get the ball back.
Yeah, smart decision as well. Changed his mind. Jacob Miller was going to go crossfield, then look, just that change of mind, stick it in the corner. That's playing the percentages. That's smart halfback play. That's the good ends to sets that we were looking at, and they get the reward off the back of it because there's a Leeds Rhinos hand in there. It's Widdop who gets up, knocks the ball back.
That's good.
And you see there's a Leeds Rhinos hand. It's Louis Roberts, I think, the left hand. Oh no, it's
James McDonald.
Yeah, it's James McDonald, comes back, just knocks it into touch. That's why it's the Tigers' ball.
Well, can they get a third try? Lawler hauled down by Cameron Smith and Sam Walters. McShane, who's been so influential in these early stages. Here is Liam Watts, straightens up, aims for the post, 32 years of age, final year of his contract. Will there be another deal for Watts? Will there be another try for Castleford? Right on that Leeds try line. Arguably the best 20 minutes we've seen from the Tigers all year, and Miller dictating terms. Had to be an important tackle by McDonald, and it was. 5 yards away, still a couple of tackles left in this set. Westerman holds the ball up, nowhere to go, and brought down by his opposite number. Well, he managed to wriggle out of that and brought down, dragged back over the line. So one more tackle left in this set. Castleford on the 10. Approaching the midway point of the first half. Day one of this Magic weekend. Terrific so far here in Newcastle. Run around move, and McShane involved. Miller though just can't offload. And Leeds will just be absolutely delighted to kick Tigers out the way that Cass have been playing.
Hey, that's all right though from a Tigers point of view. Finish in a corner, make Leeds sick of doing these hard yardage runs out of their own 10-15 metre area in the field.
20 minutes gone.
Move to side, play on
Castleford leading by 10 points to 6.
Hold! Release George! 3. Go! That's the holding you mean. Play on till 3.
Smith looking for a way through. Hasn't he been good this season? Cameron Smith, the captain, Super League top tackler. Here is Sam Walters. Word is he's heading to Wigan in 2024. Big blow that will be. Well, Widdop has just grown in confidence. Had a couple of dodgy attempts at high balls in the opening 5 or 6 minutes, but it's amazing what a bit of belief can do.
He's a player who needs his hands on the ball. He's a player that needs to get involved in the... You can't drift in and out of games. He needs to be involved in every set.
3.
The 2 wins all season. Can they do the double over their big rivals? Here is Westerman.
Another good carry from Westerman.
Move! Jared, go!
And Watts. And so far all the big names and the Cass are standing up. Widdop and Miller and McShane and Watts.
Go the left side.
Goes back for Miller, under pressure, does well. Yeah, taken well under pressure by Ash Hanley. Jordan Turner was steaming in. But nowhere for Lewis Roberts to go.
Yeah, that's it again. You know, it's rinse and repeat for the Castleford Tigers. Finish a set, put them in a corner, make them work out already halfway through the set, and look, still inside their own 20. Landy has to be delighted with this.
Blake Austin, always a dangerous runner. I really do think it's the best that we've seen from Cass this season. Certainly with ball in hand. Of course, they were beaten at Huddersfield, weren't they, last weekend, but they bottomed a few chances.
There's been a few games where I think they've played incredibly well and not got the result. I look back to the loss against the Catalan Dragons in the south of France, and they were excellent. Leeds Rhinos running on the last tour.
Yeah, Myler finds Alevski with a brilliant run, but the ball goes behind. Roberts kicks it forward into the hands of Walters, still the last. There's an overlap if they can exploit it. Martin on that far side. Reece Martin with the ball goes forward. And it goes into the hands of Gareth Widdop, and the celebrations from the Castleford players, just keeping them out.
Is that the longest ball ever thrown by a prop forward in Super League history, by the way? We'll take a look at this. Ball goes inside, Sam Walters. That's a 40-metre. That's a 40-metre crossfield pass. Just a shame that the Rhinos couldn't finish off the end of it, because Walters, it was the right pass to the right area of the field, and well executed as well.
Well, there's your replacement halfback if they need it.
I wonder if it'd be on his highlights reel. You'd ask for that particular pass to be on his highlights reel. That was something else. Look, the danger with Rhinos is they get frustrated here, and there are some players within this Rhinos side. I saw a glimpse of it in the last set. Blake Austin's one of them. If he plays inside that Rhino structure, he's excellent. If he tries to solve everything on his own, I think he becomes half the player.
Yeah, kick early in the tackle count on the fourth there by Paul McShane. Good game management because Ash Hanley is pinned back 30 yards away from his own try line. Coming up for 25 minutes gone in the first half. Final game of the opening day of Magic 23. Nowhere for Reece Martin to go. Because there's all sorts of rumours going around that this may be the last Magic. I really hope it isn't. It's a showpiece weekend for our sport, and for me, it has to stay.
Yeah, look, I've enjoyed every single one of them, from long ago playing in them to then just being a fan for a couple of years and then working with Sky Sports as part of this. It's one of the red letter days I circle in the calendar every year.
Connor, well, I think that he may have got a bit of luck there, because
there was a Castleford hand in Stewart.
Yeah, and that's why the ball went to ground. Austin, well read by Lawler.
And that's the sort of stuff that crucifies you. Look, Kenny Edwards is the last tackle, back end of the tackle count. I think it's a shortcut. It's a shortcut to try and gain possession, and it's backfired against them. And now a penalty on the back of it.
Yeah.
Where there?
Offside, and Rowan Smith won't be particularly pleased with what he's seen. Here is young McDonald.
Back here, Joe.
He successfully challenges two-match ban. Glad to have him out there. Myler, Austin with a little dummy, read well by Watts and by Lawler. 4 points in it. Cass deservedly in front. Leeds looking to hit back. O'Connor busy as always, and Cam Smith inside it goes for Richie Myler. Needs must for the Rhinos. Myler normally at fullback, playing at scrum half. Smith again, charging run from Nikolaj Zaleski. 2 tackles left in the set. Again they go to that far side. Again Austin floats it towards Darryl Alford, but there's nowhere to go. And Castleford are buoyed. And at the moment, they are looking really, really good in attack and in defence, and they shut Alford's down.
Yeah, it's a looping ball over the top again. Alford tries to take Gary on the outside.
James, back here, pal.
Ball into touch. I can only assume that the call was that Alex Miller's not played at that pass back on the inside, because it is a Tigers ball. It is Tigers possession.
For a team that's lost 6 on the spin, including being ducked out unceremoniously of the Challenge Cup by Hull FC.
Well, the guys in the studio have mentioned this throughout the day periodically, and said, look, coming to an event like Magic where you play in a different stadium in front of a different crowd, it allows a break in that cycle, allows something between the ears just to change, to shift. And the Tigers look like they've been freed up a little bit. I think, look, certainly some of the selections that Andy Lass has made are intriguing, and so far they look like they're working out. But it also it gives a different viewpoint, different perspective on a game.
The Cavs have a good record in Magic. They have a great record at St James's Park. They won 5 on the spin on this ground before losing to Leeds here 12 months ago. Widder goes to the skies. Alford watches it well and then drops it. And for Darryl Alford against his former club, that's a shocker.
Yeah, there's no reason why that should have gone through the arms. He's seen it all the way in. Yeah, look. You can pick and poke at technique, but Super League players should be meat and drink for them. And he's put his side under pressure, unnecessary pressure.
And there was no pressure from Cass on the kick either. What an opportunity for Castleford.
Here's Miller and Widdop, the Miller and Widdop combination that's been so good for the Tigers.
Jordan Turner's been really good as well. That superb one-handed flick pass to set up Miller's try. Charge from Muzzy Mustafa against his former club. He'll want to impress. McShane again, and Miller, short pass to Westerman. Smith in there. Bentley's on the field. Try and help. Charge for the line. And Jack Broadbent's another ex-Rhino. He's that close. Still 2 tackles left in this set for Castleford. McShane and Miller looking, I'm sure, for Widdop and Jordan Turner. Roberts in there with Myler to make the tackle. McDonald involved as well. Last one, McShane will chip the ball over the top. The ball eventually finds its way into the hands of Cameron Smith, but I think it came off a Castleford player, did it? Or did it come off a Leeds player?
No, McShane has...
Well, it may well have come off Bentley, you know. It may be a Castleford scrum, this. Yeah, Bentley's... Yeah. May well have been an accidental offside as well, but Ben Thaler saying it's a scrum. That's the bottom line. Real pressure now from Castleford. 2 ex-Leeds players there in Broadbent. Miller plays it. Young Brad Martin.
And if you're the Tigers, just be happy. Be happy playing at this end of the field. Settle into this end of the field.
Edwards and Widdop. Well, he tried to get the ball out. He was under enormous pressure there from Nenny McDonald. McDonald crashed into Widdop and forced the error.
Not that. Not that. Be happy, spend time, get comfortable in that area of the field. Don't have to try and score every single time you're down there. Just get used to being that end of the field. Yeah, and you asked the question on the last why. Why? There's no reason, no need.
Okay, ready. Go!
Well, the Leeds so far this season, the best way to describe it is consistently inconsistent. And if they want to get back into playoff contention, and there's the mistake. The error from Sangare. And has he handed Castleford points on a play? Mustafa. 6 again. Set restart. McShane just about gets the ball away to Jack Broadbent. Across the line, Broadbent goes, throws a little dummy. But you feel here that the Cas must come up with points. Kenny Edwards at dummy half. And Miller. Brad Martin right in front of the post. Arguably the best 40 minutes we've seen from Castleford all season. Edwards stopped well, superb tackle.
Line 3. Still got it.
Miller. Martin again. Well, this is the 3rd consecutive set they've had on the Leeds try line. McShane with a short ball for Edwards. Has he managed to get the ball down? Leeds are convinced that they held him up over the line. Well, Ben Thaler is just going to have another look at it. And it'll be decided by the video ref, Marcus Griffiths.
So it's tackle 4. We've got a live decision of no try. Just check the grounding, please.
That'll be tackle 5 for them.
Yeah, so the ball is... We can't see the ball at this point. OK, so can we get a view of the ball? So we can see the ball there. The ball remains high off the ground. The ball still remains high, just keep going through, Is there any more angles that might just show us up ball all the way through? This is going to be the one. So we know the ball remains high, it's on his leg at that moment. If we can just keep running it, keep running it, keep running it, keep running it. Thank you, I have a decision.
Well, it was certainly worth Ben Thaler having another look at it. But I think Kenny Edwards has just been held up.
Try saver, Louis Roberts. Try saving defensive action. He wasn't going to win the physical battle, was he, against him, but he's got himself into the right position. He's got himself under the ball. Take a look at Louis Roberts, number 24, just gets the knees underneath the ball. Smart play. Really smart play from the young centre.
With 32 minutes on the clock, that could be a big play by Roberts as Miller will chip the ball towards the try line. It was a poor kick, wasn't it, from Jacob Miller, and Austin there nearly makes a mess of it, and it's picked up on the bounce by Reece Martin. And Leeds here are doing their utmost to help Castleford to get some more points on the board, but they held firm. 3 consecutive sets on their line, and they kept Cass out.
This is where Rowan Smith would be saying, trying to get the message onto the field, is get to the end of a set. There's no need for the offloads. There's no need for any. You need to work your way back into a game now. Work round the rook. Get to the end of a set. Put space between you and the try line.
4.
Donaldson it is with the run. Midway inside his own half of the field. This is tackle number 5.
5.
And the captain, Cameron Smith, getting involved. The ball will go back.
Not in.
The Myler to launch a difficult one downfield. It bounces once and it's picked up by Widdop and into the arms of young Elliot Wallace, who scored a superb try. Cass with 2 tries in 2 minutes to hit the front after being 6-0 down.
Go, James, tidy runs. St. Justin, come back.
That's a good carry. Good carry, second tackle of the set from Alex Mellor.
Go.
Those are those little wins, the little wins in the middle of the park, the stuff that very often goes unnoticed, the stuff that Joe Westerman's made a career out of, those sorts of runs in behind the ruck. That was beautiful from Alex Mellor. Here's Westerman himself now.
Just held on to the ball. Muzi Mustafa was coming through. Miller.
You passed it.
Called hell. Play on, play again. Westerman roaring at his teammates.
Sorry, mate.
McShane and Mustafa charges forward.
Ready, James. Go.
Last one. This time Widdop will go towards the corner. Knocked back.
Still 5.
The ball into the arms of Broadbent. But there's nowhere to go, and it was well picked up by Cameron Smith, and Leeds survived again.
Really well anticipated. The kick wasn't brilliant, but it wasn't great. You want those kicks dropping right on the try line. Set restart called by Ben Thale, the referee. That's a helping hand for the Leeds Rhinos, but real smart play from Cam Smith, anticipating the tap back and getting in between the ball and the intended recipient, the intended Castleford Tigers player. Snuffed out a threat.
Wait! Go! So 2. Play on.
Sangare gets the ball to Austin.
3. Move, George!
Last 5 minutes of the half. Leeds desperate to get some points on the board, get level. Smith and Myler and McDonald finds Roberts. Roberts all wrapped up there by Jacob Miller. McDonald will go into dummy half. Here is Myler. Sangare.
5.
Last one. 4 points in it. Terrific first half. Ferocious West Yorkshire derby. Austin again. Offload by Martin. Play on as O'Connor gets his hand on the ball. Still the last, and Myler looking for a way through. Inside it goes. McDonald with a little kick through. It's awkward. Widdop has slipped. And is that a try? Bentley reckons he may well have scored the try. Well, the video ref is going to decide. Is it a fateful slip for Gareth Widdop? It's a try on the field. Let's have a look.
So it's tackle 5, we have a try. Can we stop it on the foot, please, to confirm who is and who is not onside? So we can go back there, please. So on the foot, we can see everybody bar Donaldson is onside to the left of the kick. So we can go through from here. Okay, so Smith is onside. So we need to go there and see whether the ball is touched by Smith. So the ball is missed by Smith, and then we need to go through to the grounding. Yeah, clearly misses the ball. Now we need to go through to the grounding. He is in possession, and the ball is down. Thank you. I've got a decision.
Well, a try out of absolutely nothing. It was McDonald chancing his arm with a little kick through. Widdop slipped. And there is the try given on the stroke of half-time to James Bentley. Leeds right back in it.
Well, listen, Bentley's had his detractors during his career, and look, I've been one of them, but there's one thing you can't ever hold against him as a charge, and that is that he's not a man full of effort. Not switch off, a lesson for all budding young players. You never switch off because opportunities tend to present themselves in the most unusual of circumstances in this game. Widdop tries to go around the uprights, loses his footing, and Bentley, who crucially doesn't switch off, reaps the rewards. 10-all, kick to come, Rhinos back in front. What a story this is turning into be. What a game this is turning into.
Well, it's been a superb opening day here at St James's Park. And it is a brilliant final game. Leeds hit the front on the stroke of half-time, and we're joined by the Rhinos coach, Rowan Smith. What a time to score, Rowan.
Yeah, there's never a bad time to score, but that was certainly very handy, and I think we've deserved at least a couple of tries in this half.
Defensively, when it mattered, you've conceded 2 in 2 minutes, but Castleford had a lot of pressure and you've seen them off.
Yeah, we've been really hard to break down for a long period of time. We had a few moments there that we'd like to have back, sort of more in that yardage and midfield type area, but our goal line defence proved to be very good when tested there.
Thank you, Rowan.
No worries, thank you.
Yeah, he's referring to the errors in possession early in the tackle count. Sangare's second tackle, Blake Hoskin trying to offload early doors. The key for the Leeds Rhinos is not get frustrated. Don't get frustrated doing this. It's hard, it's tough. This is the most difficult area of the field to play in. That's the sort of stuff you want. Route one, direct, plenty of energy.
It's a sucker punch though, isn't it, for the Tigers? It was just unfortunate. You know, Widdop stays on his feet. And Leeds don't score, but that's how it all pans out sometimes. Leeds with a bit of luck, perhaps they deserve that luck, but they're in front. Here is Cam Smith, and what a good season he's had. As a captain, he really has led from the front. Still only 24 years of age, remember. Austin will go towards the corner. Knocked back by McDonald. Sangare tried to hit it back, but it's picked up, I think, by Westerman, and Castle just be glad to get this ball back and see out the half. A minute to go in this first half. Leeds are offside, so maybe one set now for Castleford to maybe get some points on the board.
Crucial intervention by Joe Westerman there, because that's where the Leeds Rhinos are at the most dangerous. Unstructured, second phase, third phase stuff. We've seen that's where the opportunities have come for them, certainly in the last 10 or 15 minutes. So a timely intervention by Joe Westerman, and then a pressure relieving penalty conceded by the Rhinos, which means in the unlikely scenario of the Leeds Rhinos being under pressure, goal line pressure in the last minute of this half.
Well, let's see. Brilliant entertainment in the first 40. Westerman hands off for Broadbent, nowhere to go. Superbly read by
it was Martin. Yeah, great read, great defensive read.
Martin and Bentley combining. Westerman again. 20 seconds to go. Maybe one play, maybe two, if they can move quickly enough. And Miller for Widdop. Edwards gets the ball out, bounces back into the hands of Widdop. The pass goes to the right-hand side. Miller now, but Miller has got nowhere to go, and Blake Austin with a superb tackle. Can he get up and play the ball? It's knocked on. Austin there, superb intervention right at the end of what's been a scintillating first half. Leeds hit the front. Cass came back with 2 tries in 2 minutes. And then Leeds through James Bentley on the stroke of half-time. Still all to play for. It's intriguing and it's evenly poised. At half-time, it's Leeds 12, Castleford 10.
Well, they may be trailing at half-time, the Castleford Tigers, to Rowan Smith's Leeds, but they will think, where were those performances, or a performance like that earlier in this season? Andy Last has plenty to work with as he approaches his half-time team talk. They trail by just 2 at half-time. We'll get the thoughts of John Wilkin and Matt Whitley, fresh off the field after Catalan Dragons win over Wigan, after this.
At the hands of the Super League champs St Helens a week ago. But for me, Castleford producing their best 40 minutes of the season so far. Can they back it up in the second half and win only their 3rd game of the season and do the double over their big rivals, the Leeds Rhinos. A win for Leeds will get them back knocking on the door of those playoff places, and it's always a landmark moment, isn't it, Magic Weekend in many teams' seasons. Big win for Salford, huge win for Catalan. Which way is it going to land in the second half here at St James's Park?
Well, you talk about best half of the season for the Castleford Tigers. I'll throw in one stat that may temper that a little bit. They've had 37 play the balls in the Leeds Rhinos half, the equivalent of over 6 full sets of 6, and they've got 2 tries to show for it, 2 scores to show for it. So, look, they're not that efficient. They are getting field position. They are getting territory. I mean, the odds say the more time you spend there, the more points you accumulate against an opposition, any opposition. Well, the Tigers are going to play what's in front of them at the moment. This is a decent-looking set to start the half, though.
Yeah, Broadbent inside the Leeds half of the field. Yeah, just to give you an example, 145 points. That's all that Cass have managed this season. This is the 14th game of the year. Well taken, confidence from Alfords, who dropped a simple one in the first half. But Andy Lass will believe, Castle will believe. They have to believe.
Well, as damaging as that try for the Leeds Rhinos through James Bentley on 36 minutes has been, the confidence accrued by the Castleford Tigers in the preceding half an hour will hold them in decent stead. They can look at this second half with fresh eyes now, start in the same way they started the first half. I want to see Paul McShane running. I want to see Joe Westerman ducking him beside the ruck. You don't want to see that as a Castleford fan. Late in the tackle count, offside call by Ben Thaler.
A chance here for Leeds.
Yeah, and it's unnecessary. You could have taken any one of 6 on that left edge. McShane gets singled out because he was the furthest far forward, Stuart, but there were plenty there that were offside that didn't get back the requisite 10.
So what have Leeds got to do to go on and try and finish this off?
Leeds, for me, Leeds have been at their best when they've played in structure, when they haven't got too excited. Look, we know how dangerous and we know how creative they can be when the chaos throws in, when you get the second and third phase play. But that shouldn't be your meat and drink as a side, and Rowan will be saying that. Play in structure, play the percentages, and looking at what the Castleford Tigers have failed to deliver and how they've misfired this season, the opportunities will present themselves.
Communication restored between touch judge and referee, and on we go. Sangare and O'Connor and Smith, and here is James Donaldson.
See, the mistakes and the ill-discipline are in
another
there.
Penalty, this time Mustafa with a high shot.
And they're in there. You apply pressure to a team low on confidence, who've not been great this season, and that sort of thing will creep out.
Oh, not a thought of an easy 2 points. They're going for the try. They started the first half so well, the Leeds Rhinos, and ditto here at the start of the second. Smith it is who'll play it for O'Connor. Austin and Sangare looking for a way through. Right on that try line. They scored just before half-time, the Leeds Rhinos. O'Connor with a little bit of room, and Smith with the offload. Quick hands, picked up on the bangs by Reece Martin, but they lose a good 15 yards. But there's the offload from Martin. O'Connor one-handed. This is good from Leeds. Sangare, can he offload? Does. In the end, it was well held by Jared O'Connor. He won't be very grateful for that pass from Sangare. Austin, brilliant from Austin. Martin will score the try for Leeds. But that's the difference. Blake Austin with another superb pass. And Reece Martin strolls in for try number 7 of the Super League season. Leeds scored before half-time, and they struck first in the second half.
Play to structure, play the percentages, and then play what's in front of you. You can rely on Blake Austin to pick the pass against a defence that is turned off from rushing. It all started with this ill-discipline. Look, up off the ball from Mustafa. That's unfortunate for the Castleford Tigers, but this is a beautiful pass. Starts again with Cam Smith. Blake Austin, beautiful face ball across the front of Bentley. And Martin, who's been one of the most consistent pickups by the Leeds Rhinos in the last decade or so. What a player he's been. That's a beautiful ball. It's a lovely ball. Splits open the Castleford Tigers defence. And Martin, knowing that he's got to add the conversion, just narrows the angle a little bit for himself.
Well, Blake Austin and Aidan Caesar, the half-back pairing of the Leeds Rhinos, both out of contract at the end of this season. Caesar is injured. There's a feeling that Leeds will probably only keep one of them.
Yeah, long been linked with Luke Brooks from the West Tigers. That's been a rumour that's been circulating for many, many weeks. But I think there's probably a twist in that tail as well.
So Reece Martin, the try scorer. Can he add the extras? And Reece Martin puts the ball through the post, and Leeds extending their lead 5 minutes into the second half. They trailed 10-6 just before half-time, and they've turned it round. They lead by 18 points to 10, and for the Cas coach, Andy Lass, that will be hugely disappointed after such an encouraging first 40 minutes, Andy.
Yeah, really disappointing. They got us on a typical Leeds-type play just before half-time. A couple of our guys just stopped moving when that ball and that kick went through. So that's something that we touched on at half-time, and then conceded a penalty and gifted them an easy field position, and then off a really slow play of the ball, we just didn't quite get our numbering off right, and they've scored a fairly soft try there.
We were saying that arguably your best 40 minutes of the season so far in that first half.
Yeah, it was a good 40 minutes. What we need to do, we need to back it up and make sure that we play for the full 18.
Thanks, Andy.
Cheers, thank you.
But he will be massively disappointed because they were in a really good position, but 2 soft tries conceded, and it's reflected in that scoreboard now. Leeds 2 scores to the good, 18-10 in front.
And the more that Leeds see that they get joy out of the process, out of the safe short balls, well taken by Widdop, the safe short balls completing to the end of the sets, the more they'll be dissuaded that they need to find an offload in their own 20, need to try and strip Castleford's defence in their own 20.
Wait, boys, wait!
18 points to 10. When Alford scored for Leeds 5 minutes in the first half, Cas hit back with 2 tries in 2 minutes. The Martin try coming 4 minutes into the second half. Can Cas fashion something here? That was high, I think, O'Connor. And it'll be a much-needed penalty for Castleford.
Yeah, it's just a lazy arm over the top from Bentley.
$18 points to 10. It's been another fantastic day here in Newcastle, the opening day of Magic Weekend, and a good crowd, big crowd as well. Jenna has news on the touchline.
Yeah, I do, in terms of the crowd at Park. 43 is today's total attendance. The opening game between Hull KR and Salford saw 17,000 through the gates, which is the biggest ever attendance for an opening game at Magic Weekend.
Thanks, Jenna. Here come Castleford again with Widdop for the short ball to Mellor. Can he squeeze over? Alex Mellor, I think, has got the ball down for Castleford. They've hit back surely straight away. Ben Taylor gives a try on the field. Marcus Griffiths, the video ref, will confirm or deny.
So it's tackle 2. We've got an on-field decision of a try. Can we just check the grounder, please? So he's in possession of the ball at this point. He still remains in possession. The momentum of the tackle has... Can we just have it full speed, please? So we know the ball gets to the line. The momentum of the tackle never stops. Can we just have it full speed to finish? Thank you. I have a decision.
Well, the on-field decision from Ben Taylor was a try. I think the question was there a double movement, or did Mellor's momentum take him over the try line? And there's the answer. pass, strike back.
Yeah, it's the right call. It's the right call. Ball carrying arm did hit the floor, but the momentum of the tackle, Mellor was still moving. Daryl Alfords had tried his best to hold that ball carrying arm back, but Alex Mellor showed great strength to ride the tackle. Reduces the arrears to 4 points. Let's take a look at the try. Nice ball. Again, the link play. And Widdop out the back. Feeds it early to Mellor. Mellor finishes. Another key man in there, Joe Westerman. Just that point man. The same job that Cam Smith does for Leeds. And there's Widdop in the fullback role. Gets in between two Leeds Rhinos players. It's Reece Martin and Daryl Alfords. They have to stop and check that defence. When Widdop gets on the outside, yeah, that's fine. There's no issues with that.
Off the touchline, and that could be crucial. Really unlucky there from Gareth Widdop. Hit the upright. And I wonder if those 2 points that have gone begging will be crucial come 80 minutes. But Mellor with the try against his former club. And we're back to within 4 points.
Yeah, I think it was important that they showed some resilience there and struck back when they did, because the game was in danger of running away from the Castleford Tigers. Look, they're completing high. They're getting to the ends of sets. They're completing at 86%, the Tigers, which is excellent for them.
One move, James. Back Justin. Go.
Well, it's been a tough time, hasn't it, for Andy Lass since taking over from Lee Radford, winning just 2 out of 11 games, but he has a real belief that over the next 2 or 3 years he can build something with the Castleford Tigers. He demanded a big improvement, and he's got that today from his team.
It's easy yards as well, easy meters for the Castleford Tigers. Just that little bit of pre-line plays. He's good. Miller deep into the line again.
Here is Widdop. Brilliant from Widdop, kept inside. When he had support, just couldn't offload. They went back to back in the first half. Can they do it again here? Short ball there, but Edwards going for the line. Well, it was worth a shot on that blind side. And Edwards brought down that close to the Leeds line.
No, it was the wrong play. It was the wrong call. Rhinos had numbers short side. They were lined up outside Jacob Miller. The kick was going to come across. Look, they finished in a good area of the field, but you feel with Tigers, straight after points, good set of 6, easy yards made, opportunity to apply some real pressure. Just take a look. Lined up. Yeah, look, there's 3-on-3 short side, narrow amount of space, wrong call.
18 points to 14. 10 minutes gone in the second half.
3. Move, mark and square.
Leeds, of course, playing in the special jersey to raise money for MND, the Doddy Weir Tartan, in memory of the legendary Scottish Rugby Union international who became such a good friend of Rob Burrow. Burrow will be watching, interestingly, I'm sure, as his Leeds Rhinos team go for what would be a big win for them. Widdop, who's becoming more influential in this game, as John Wells mentioned in the first half. Widdop at his best with ball in hand.
Yeah, he just needs to have he does, that's it. He needs to have a touch in every set, I think, for me. Can't afford to drift in and out of games. Just on the shirts as well. Look, we've applauded what the Leeds Rhinos have done in conjunction with the MNDA and the late Doddy Weir, and it's to be applauded, but it's one of 10 magic kits. The Castleford Tigers paying tribute to Tuera Nicow with a design features on their kit as well. The Lee Leopards tomorrow will have a special magic kit. Has had a few Super League sides this season. It's been a long day, Stuart. The Super League sides this year all contributing and putting money in charity coffers and for good causes and raising awareness. It's brilliant stuff.
Broadbent with a little chip over, well read by Ash Hanley, and at fullback. Just having a look back, you know, it's incredible to think this is Ash Hanley, 10th season. It seems like yesterday that he burst onto the scene for Leeds. Reece Martin. 12 minutes gone in the second half. It's as good as we hoped it would be. It's as close as we hoped it would be. Here is McDonald. Well, he was nearly through. Dragged into touch, tried to offload. And young Elliot Wallace was a match for Nene McDonald.
That's great defence. He's not committed. Use the touchline as his friend. Wing play 101. Showing the outside, back your own ability, back your own pace. And he's got the rewards. Nene McDonald scratches his head. Yeah. Maybe if he had his time again, he'd have straightened that up a little bit.
Well, we ran through in the first half the Castleford injuries. Of course, Leeds without Newman and Caesar and Lassoni, Gammon, Sinfield, Tatavano. Not forgetting Fusatua, who's had an awful time, hasn't he, with injuries since he signed for Leeds. But it is what it is, and this is what we're left with, and they have both teams provided some sparkling entertainment. Offload picked up on the bounce by McShay. Miller now.
Move, come on.
And here comes Castleford again.
Go, 2.
Westerman swivels, ball goes inside for Lawler, and it may well be obstruction.
Yeah,
Running behind Matangi.
Well, Matangi's just got himself entangled in the line. He's taken out Bentley. It's that front. Yeah, there you go. There's a collision between the two of them. Matangi's got to think better there. He's got to duck inside, get through the line, because he's new to the Castleford attack there. Let the Leeds Rhinos off. And you talk about all those injuries. You're looking at the amount of experience there that's sat on the sidelines. You know, and that they're competing in games, and I go back to last week's Golden Point defeat against St Helens as well. That was heroic, wasn't it? Heroic at times. A quarter of the game with no interchanges, no available substitutions.
Mistake. And it was Bentley. The errors creeping in for both sides.
Would you think there's a hand on the ball there, Stuart? I think he's hard done by. His hand's all over the ball.
Yep.
Not believing your hand in the ball when you're coming out.
Let's have another look. I think the hand may well have just come away from the ball as Bentley lost it, but Ben Saylor was adamant. Let's have a look.
Stay inside. Turn it off. Not yet, Jack.
We got in a tangle, whatever. And the decision is that he lost it.
Hold on, you 2.
Cascrum comes out to McShane, and Miller and Edwards looking for some space down that far side. Young Lewis Roberts, who's been on dual reg at Bradford this year, comes in and makes the tackle. George Griffin missed last week's defeat against Huddersfield. Back in business here, looking to make an impression. Westerman, Sam Hall.
Here we are, James.
And Castleford have really responded well, haven't they, after that Reece Martin try early in this second half. Lawler in the unfamiliar position of playing second row and playing out wide on the attacking line, but he's done well today, Lawler, as has Miller. Nowhere for Widdop to go.
Great read.
They're all keeping an eye on Gareth Widdop, aren't they?
Yeah, brilliant defensive read, Louis Roberts.
Miller towards the corner, on the last, Wallace gets it back, Westerman one-handed, flicked on by Edwards, Widdop now will try and get the ball out, he does to Hall, Hall inside for Westerman, on the charge, kicked through by Broadbent, and it was superbly taken by Hanley, under real pressure there. Broadbent was trying to boot the ball out of his hand, and that was classy full-back play from Ash Hanley.
Yeah, great clean-up work by Hanley. It's a really awkward bounce. Hanley's off his feet as well. He's done exceptionally well there.
Thanks, mates. Go. 2. George.
Enjoying this, John. Really good game.
3. Move, George. 10s. Ready, Paul.
Leeds in front, 18-14.
4.
Coming up on, not too far off the hour mark.
Go, Paul.
Who's going to be a hero? Nene McDonald. He made some big yardage, didn't he? Against Saints, he was outstanding.
5. Go.
O'Connor has to switch the play. Blake Austin. Well, he slipped and then the ball came out of his hand and he is fuming. The last tackle play, and look where Cass will come up with the ball on halfway.
It just looked for a second like the Leeds Rhinos had clicked back into that formation, that structure again. Need to find the kick, it's really important. The need to find the kick, complete the set, turn the Castleford Tigers around, don't give them free territory. That's equivalent to 4 tackles.
When you're talking about slipping back into structure, what do you mean?
Just getting to the ends of sets, not overplaying from tackle to tackle, taking the 10 yards per play that you can get, not trying to find the miracle ball. This is good from the Tigers.
It is. It's Widdop and Edwards again. Gets the ball out, off the ground, backwards it goes for Miller. And they're chancing their arm here. Broadbent. Boy, he'd love to score again. His former club. McShane. Westerman, who's becoming just more and more influential, isn't he, with ball in hand in this second half. Cass have dominated again, apart from that opening 5 minutes of the half. They dominated. McShane's pass picked up on the bounce by Griffin. Leeds again holding firm. 2 tackles left in this set. 4 points in it. Westerman again, and Widdop, superb from Martin. They clearly identified Gareth Widdop in that offensive line for Castleford, and it seems every time that he gets the ball, they are quickly up on Widdop, and they are again, and Cass thwarted by some superb defence.
Yeah. Look, and to just expand on the point about structure and process, it's as sure as night follows day. You complete sets, you get to a kick, you turn opposition around, and you defend position and territory. That will work in your favour.
Lock on. A mistake. It may well have been young Johnson. It was. Well, Corey Johnson there on the field. It's very difficult to read this, but it's taking a pattern from the first half. Leeds score first, they look good, Cass hit back and Cass dominate. They had a good 4 or 5 sets on that Leeds line after they hit the front by scoring 2 tries in 2 minutes, but weren't able to score points. They mine out with Widdop. Widdop from Wallace, has he managed to get the ball down? He doesn't look that confident. We shall see. Ben Thaler will take this upstairs. This is a big, big moment in this game.
So there's no tackle and the online call is no try, so we need to check if he remains in the field. So he takes off from within the field, and the flag is irrelevant, and grounds the ball on the dead ball line. Thank you, I have a decision.
It's a fair effort. It was a fair effort, Stuart.
It was, but it comes up as no try, and Cass will come up short once more. They've had opportunities. They've had a lot of opportunities, but have not been able to take them.
And each are feeding off the other's errors at the moment, aren't they? So Leeds may knock on in their own territory, gives a position, an opportunity like that, and vice versa. Castleford give a penalty away and just offer up field position, territory, and opportunity to the Leeds Rhinos. This will be looks like Lenny McDonald's suffered some kind of crusher tackle.
You've got to give credit to McDonald though, because that was a superb intervention to deny the flying Elliot Wallace. McDonald receiving some treatment. 18 points to 14. 19 minutes to go.
Move! Wait! Go!
Nearly 37,000 inside St James's Park for the opening day of Magic. And terrific games coming on Sunday. Wakefield against Lee, Huddersfield against St Helens, rounded off by Hull FC against Warrington. Here is Hanley, Miller, read it well. It's a rare foray for Leeds inside Castleford territory. Myler, who's been quiet in this second half. Well, he had to take the ball, he had to take the tackle. I thought he'd offloaded it for a minute there. Cam Smith did really well to hang on to the ball. There's Myler with the kick forward, and oh, it comes off Gary, and it's offside, accidental offside.
And they're the sets.
Favours the brave.
They're the sets that Rowan Smith will be really pleased with. Find a kick, get to the end of a set, put it in a corner. Error, opportunity.
Well, to be fair to young Jack Broadbent, there wasn't a lot he could do about that. The ball was actually coming straight at him. So Castleford, who've dominated for long periods in this second half, now forced to defend. Walters. Young Sam Walter starting the game. Tom Holroyd hurt in the warm-up, a late withdrawal. Johnson, Austin inside for Bentley. Bentley manages to offload for Olensky. Mikolaj Olensky gets the try. They've been up against it. It's been backs to the wall stuff for Leeds Rhinos in this second half. They had a sniff of a chance and they've taken it. Is that a huge blow for Castleford? Leeds with a big try with 18 minutes left.
That's a great finish from Olensky and brilliant build-up play as well. It all came from the Leeds Rhinos doing the small things right, getting to the end of the set, applying pressure under a kick. Gary knocks on into the hands of Broadbent. That's accidental offside. And then you play onto the try play. Austin back on the inside, lovely delayed pass. Bentley rides a tackle, finds an offload. And Olensky into the space. And is that the killer blow? We're past the hour mark. The Rhinos open up a 2-score lead. It's great play from Bentley, isn't it? What vision as well to find Olensky. That's where they're dangerous. You earn the right to play like that when you do things like you did the set before.
Talking about earning the right, Bentley is trying to earn the right for a new contract, isn't he, at Headingley as well? Now his problems, disciplinary problems, but as soon as Mikolaj Olensky got that ball, there was only one outcome. And for Cass, who dominated the second half, they came up short, they couldn't score, they dominated for long periods in the first half. Ditto, they couldn't score and they paid the price.
Back on.
And Reece Martin makes it a 10-point ball game, and this is as big a margin as Leeds have had in this game. Castleford have got 17 minutes left to find something from somewhere.
No, it's lovely from Drake Austin. The more you look at that, it's set off as if he was going to hit one of those wide balls on the outside, then just tucked James Bentley back underneath. The Castleford Tigers defence had lost the hips. They were chasing sideways. Bentley crabbed across, carried two men with him, found the offload. Olensky scores, 10-point lead. Penny for your thoughts, Andy, last.
Well, they just haven't taken their chances.
Yeah, where are you?
Well, the touch judge has lost communication once more with the referee.
Oh, you're there.
All has been fixed, all is fine.
Okay, stay on.
But all is not so good at the moment for Castleford. Remember, only 4 points clear of Wakefield at the bottom. Can Wakefield, in the opening game of Magic Day 2, find their first win of the season?
Go. One.
I'll tell you what, that'd be some ask, wouldn't it? The way the Lee Leopards are playing. And by the way, Newcastle, get ready, because you have a sea of leopard print throughout this stadium, this famous stadium, tomorrow to kick us off for game 2.
Another big crowd expected. I wonder if tomorrow we may break through the record crowd for a Magic weekend. 68,200 odd here in Newcastle, going back to 2016, and we've had, what, 37,000 today. So there's a good opportunity for that record to be broken, and if ever there was a persuasive argument to keep Magic weekend, that would be it. Ball goes high towards Wallace, takes it well. Cass needs to score twice. Impressed by young Elliot Wallace, you know, only 23 years of age, but Cass have certainly seen something in him.
Yeah, you see stories, we talked about that a bit as being one of the many stories this weekend. And sometimes it takes that. It takes a snub and a duck out and a crisis of confidence, then for someone to open the door again and welcome you back in. It means more the second time round. It obviously means an awful lot to Elliot Wallace at the moment.
Widdop. Here is Edwards. Well read again. He's been a bit of an unsung hero for me, for Leeds today. Lewis Roberts, especially in defence. Griffin finds Liam Watts.
He saved at least one try and numerous good reads in defence as well.
Lewis Roberts getting his opportunity because of all the injuries, 21 years of age. Another who's been on dual regs with Bradford. Widdop puts the kick over. Alfords does well and stays in the field of play. 15 minutes to go. 15 minutes for Cass to try and get back into this.
That's a cute kick. It was a great kick from Widder. A really good weight on it. Alford does well to stay in, but look at this now. These are the opportunities you look for as a coach. You trap the opposition in a corner, in a 10-by-10 square, and then say, right, come on, work you out of this one.
Next 3 games for Leeds. Wakefield away, Huddersfield at home, Warrington away. Penalty given against George Griffin. Crucial period coming up as well for the Tigers. Salford at home, Warrington at home, St Helens away. Doesn't get any easier for the Castleford Tigers.
It doesn't in this league this season. It has been to widen your metaphor on the Leeds Rhinos and them being consistently inconsistent. That it is predictably unpredictable, the Super League this season. There's been some cracking results, some cracking games, some brilliant crowds, some amazing stories.
Did well there, didn't he? Young Corey Johnson, he was nearly through. Broadbent, his former teammate, with the tackle. Hanley, Austin, Cameron Smith, me one of the best players of the season so far, the Leeds captain. Johnson again at dummy half. Austin inside for Sam Walters. Yeah, obstruction. Relief for Cass, but the clock is ticking. 12.5 minutes to find some points.
Yeah, at this point, Walters goes behind Oledzki. He needs to stop and drop. At least that way that the Leeds Rhinos keep possession. That's a good clearing kick as well from the penalty. That's decent yards made off that. Straight into Rhinos territory. Good first carry as well from Alex Mellor.
There is time. But for long periods in this game, Castleford have failed to turn their dominance into points.
Somewhere here. Go.
McShane and Miller. With it with the pass out. Does well Gary to hang on to that, the young man. But in the end, as he fell to the floor, the ball coming loose, it was a poor pass, and you got a feel for young Jason Gary.
Yeah, I thought he got this initially, but it's just, it's bobbled away from us. He's hit the deck. He's had to really reach. Not the best of balls from Broadbent. Good initial catch, bobbles on the ground.
The Cass beat Leeds at Magic in 2017 and 2018. Last year, Leeds ended Castleford's winning run here at St James's Park. 5 on the spin, and they're 12 minutes away from what would be a big win. Leeds, who had that charge, but then they've lost the ball. It picked up by Sam Hall. So Cass back in business, back in possession. Liam Watts. That was a poor mistake again from Leeds.
Each feeding off the other's errors. It's been the theme of the afternoon, hasn't it?
Watts driven back. If Cass can score here, we're going to have a thrilling finale. Widdop it is, and Mellor goes for the line. Mellor may well have got the ball down. Has he got a double? Alex Mellor, well, we're going to have to find out by the video referee. Has Mellor got Cass back in it with his second try? It's given on the field.
It's tackle one. We've got an on-field decision of try, so he's going in low to ground the ball. He is in possession at this point, still in possession at this point, and I can't see the ball there, but he appears to be in possession. So he's in possession, the ball is in the arm, ball is in the arm and the chest, and we don't see the ball down. Okay, so the ball is up at this point, and thank you. I've made a decision.
Well, that's a brilliant camera angle, isn't it? Because until then, we weren't sure whether Alex Mellor had got the ball down. But he has. And it's game on at St James's Park. Cass back in it. 24 points to 18. A kick to come, and we are guaranteed a thriller to round off day one at Magic.
And he's won one as well as Alex Mellor in his second try. Got the head down, didn't he? Went for the try line, caught Ash Hanley's knee. the Leeds Rhinos fullback in the act of scoring. He'll be off for a head injury assessment, which is pretty much going to mean that'll be it for the evening from Alex Mellor. Question is, has he done enough to spark life into the Castleford Tigers?
Well, Mellor's last try was right in the corner, and Widdop off the touchline hit the post. We said at the time that may prove to be absolutely crucial. Can he reduce the deficit to 4 points? Widdop off the touchline. Is it going to curl in? It's a beauty from Gareth Widdop. It's 24 points to 20, and we've got a fabulous 10 minutes to look forward to.
What a brilliant conclusion to day one. It's lovely set-up play, isn't it? Widdop, early ball, gets his centre, rolling forwards. I like the service. McShane to Miller to Broadbent to Widdop, all through the hands, nothing fancy. Get it to a centre, get it to a strong running outside back, in space. Mellor, yes, he has got 12 on his back, operating in the centre today.
Well, it's your choice.
Come on.
Who's your player of the match? Nelly McDonald, Blake Austin, Gareth Widdop, Paul McShane. That is the selection. And you can vote via the R-League app. And for Castleford, we thought that they may well have lost the ball then, but the referee, Ben Thaler, saying it came off the Leeds hand. John.
Yeah, it's a skip, that trademark skip across the tackle, isn't it, from Westerman, and it's an attempted steal from McDonald. Yeah, and he's knocked on in the process. Yeah, correct decision.
It's off, Nick. Out!
Salford was superb in beating Hull KR. Catalan putting on a dazzling show in seeing off the Wigan Warriors.
Well, I'll tell you what, as scrappy as this has been in parts, whoever loses this one's going to be gutted, Stuart, because you know, I think both have done enough, given their respective squad depths being tested, to win this game. Here's Widdop again.
4 points in it, 8 minutes to go. Leeds with the advantage. Miller inside for Hall.
4.
2 tackles left in this set. They're just outside the Leeds 20. Here is Westerman. They go to the left with Miller. On the charge is Griffin. Smith in there with Myler to stop him. Last one is Law at dummy half. Hall, ball goes back now. Widdop the top for Gary who scored for Castleford. Wow! The Tigers are level. 2 tries in 3 minutes. 19-year-old Jason Gary with the try. It's 24 apiece. Incredible.
Well, it took some finishing as well, Stuart, didn't it? Jason Gary been in and out this team again. Look at the spread play, no messing around, straight through the hands. McShane operating in a half roll, and then it's Broadbent who draws the attentions of Durrell Alford. You wonder whether he had to come in there. He had space behind him, but it's beautifully accurate passing. And then he still had to finish this, did Gary. Gets down low. That's an important score, a really, really important score. And what a celebration, what a celebration. There's still 5 minutes to go, Andy.
Well, will he be celebrating his 3rd win as coach? Jason Gary, who spent a lot of the season on dual reg at Bradford. He's missed the last 8 games. And because of all the injuries that the Tigers have suffered, he's in. And the 2 young wingers, Gary and Elliot Wallace, have scored tries today. And they've both been exceptional. Off this touchline, in this second half, we've seen Widdop hit the uprights. And we've seen him slot a beauty through the H's. This one, from 10 points down at 24-14, to give Cass the lead.
Back on.
He likes it. He likes it. He loves it. And Castleford go ahead by 26 points to 24 with 6 minutes to go. What more has this game got to offer? Is there another twist? Is there another turn?
Yeah, it's some finish. Basics first for Tigers. Good passing, on the mark, well weighted. Gary on the inside, short kick-off. Rhinos are going for it, they've leapt. It's a knock-on. It's a knock-on.
Yeah, it was, and Cass get it back through Widdop. He's been brilliant, Gareth Widdop, today, with ball in hand.
Shaky start, and then decided, look, I'm going to get involved in this game. I'm going to be involved in this game. I'm going to be the heartbeat of the Castleford Tigers in possession. And he has been good. I reckon we've got, what have we got left? 5 minutes of chaos here.
But we love it.
Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
The more chaotic, the better. What a game. As you say, John, it's been scrappy at times, there's been errors, but they've all added to what we're seeing here. At 24 points to 14 with 15 minutes or so to go. It was Leeds. It was there for the taking. But what a fight back, and here's Griffin again, charging towards the line. Last one, can they get another one? Well, it's not too bad. Is it Lawler who stopped close to the line? But look where Leeds have got to start this set. 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes for the Rhinos, who've lost 4 out of the last 5. Castleford have lost 6 on the spin. Whose day is it going to be?
Tigers have just got to be squeaky clean in defence. Don't jump the gun, don't sneak offside. I know you're keen to restrict meters. Don't get caught out by the ref.
Austin, nowhere to go. Discipline the key for Castleford here. They've already beaten Leeds. That was their first win of the season, 14 points to 8 at the Jungle. Oh, it's a high shot. They went high. Was it Griffin who went high on Bentley? And what was it that John Wells said about discipline?
Yeah, he complained for a while. It's Griffin who's snaked high. I think the calls eventually come from the touch judge. I don't think Ben Thaler was having it, but James Bentley was screaming for it. He was determined. He was absolutely adamant there was a penalty going to be awarded somewhere.
That was borderline, I thought.
Do not go early, George.
But Lady Luck sitting on the shoulders of Leeds with that penalty.
Hey, listen, they've got to convert it first. They get the possession.
Yeah.
They get a chance. They've got to execute now.
3 minutes. Cass in front. Here's Austin on that far side. McDonald looking for a way out. Can't find it. Miller with the tackle. They go the short side. Johnson again, and nowhere to go for Lewis Roberts. Fabulous game.
Go for
Magic weekend, and it's most magical. Cameron Smith, Myler, long pass out. Alford under pressure. Scrambling, desperate defence from Cass. Is this it? Just over 2 minutes to go. The last one, Austin towards the corner. Is there going to be a hero? And it's knocked down by McDonald, and Cass come up with the ball. And they're 2 minutes away from a huge, huge win.
Time is off. Time is off. Wait there. Play the ball, Kenny.
We love the drama.
1, 2.
McDonald just couldn't get him, almost over-jumped there. My feeling is if you can get up and you can get hands to it and you're going for it, take it, you know.
I'm not a great lover of the phrase, but it's very apt here about game management for Cass now.
4.
Because Leeds are probably going to get one more go at it. But from where will they start? Where will the field position come? McShane has been superb. This has been, whatever happens, Castleford's best performance of the season.
Right, this is where Jacob Miller needs to grab hold of this and put it in a corner. This is what you're talking about. Last tackle, midfield,
yeah.
Put it in a corner.
Just roll it into touch.
That's all right.
That's what he tries to do,
Yeah.
but he kicks it straight to Ash Hanley. 1 minute and 15 seconds for Leeds Rhinos to go 80 yards.
Jacob, come on!
Hey, they've done it plenty of times before. What have you got, Rhinos? How are we going to finish? How are we going to finish day one in triumph or heartbreak?
Go. 2. 3. Move! Get onside!
50 seconds to go. Here is Cameron Smith on halfway.
Above.
2 tackles left in the set.
Right here, 4. Find space. Go 4.
Ball goes to Myler. Myler looks for a way through for Bentley. Bentley being pushed towards touch, and Bentley bundled into touch. And Castleford celebrate as if they've won the title. Massive defensive play from the Castleford Tigers, and that should be that. Castleford are 10 seconds away from a sensational victory after losing 6 on the spin. What a comeback from 24-14 down. The Tigers fans believed, Andy Lass believed, and his players have come up trumps with their best performance of the season by a long, long, long way.
As you can see, the collective release of emotion, both with the players on the field, the fans in the stands, and the coaching staff as well.
And that is it. Leeds are beaten in a thriller. Andy Lask celebrates a fabulous win. They've done the double over the Rhinos. They'd lost 6 on the spin. And when the dust settles at the end of day 1 at Magic, the table will tell you that they're 6 points clear now of Wakefield at the bottom. Where did that performance come from? From Castleford. Full of determination, full of belief, full of skill. All smiles.